What I'm going to show you today is a dance that I choreographed called Dirty Edamame. At the core of it, it's simple, but there's a couple things that can make it more complex for advanced line dancers. This dance can be done to either Edamame, or you can also, if you want to do a country version, you can do it to Dirt Road Disco by Colt Ford. So going with my back to you, so we'll just go through it. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and kick and swivel and step, hitch, kick, swivel and kick, hitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you start again. We're going to basically go forward, back, left, and right with triple steps. The first one's actually not a triple step, it's just walk, walk, or forward, back. So it's 1, 2, back together, forward, side, replace, cross, and. You're going to step on the left foot at the end. So again, forward, back. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and. You just stepped on the 8 and on the left, so you're going to go with the right, 1 and. So kick, step, and then you do the same thing with the left, 2 and. Okay, so it's just 2 kicks, 1 and 2 and. You have your weight on the left. Now this is another kind of tricky thing. You're not going to change weight, but you're going to swivel your heel out in on 3 and. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Then you're going to step, 4 and. And you can see when I lift, I'm not really like lifting, like hitching. I'm just kind of coming up and my body's going down a little bit. It's more like more of a funk style. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then you're going to kind of do the mirror image. 5 and 6 and 7 and then you're, instead of stepping here, you're going to kick and lift on 8 and. So all the way through, so you just did your triple step and, you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and kick and swivel and kick and. And let's start from the top. So we go forward and back, left and right. Ready, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. You want your left foot free. You're going to do the next set, which is kind of like a tap dancey set. You're going to go to the side, 1 with the knee in and then out. So it's going to be 1, and I can actually jump to it. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So let's go from the top, starting with our forward. Ready, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and kick and swivel and step, hitch. Kick, swivel and kick, hitch. And then, shouldn't stop there, but I did. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now the last set's going to be it's going to be a breather. We're just going to step 4 times, turning 90 degrees. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, you could either step 4 or you can do a dig, but first let's just step. So just 4 steps. This is the basic version. So then after that, that's 1 through 4. Now 5 through 8 is the same thing, except you're just going to go side together, turn, side together. Side together, turn, side together. And on that last one, you're not going to step on it because you're going to need to go forward on the right. And you don't really want to like touch it with the knee accent or anything. You just want to kind of touch kind of flat so that you can jump into the next one. So here we go, starting with a forward on the right. Ready, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and kick and swivel and step, hitch, kick, swivel and kick, hitch. 1, da, 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 da. 5, 6, 7 and walk it out. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, and so it's a 2-wall dance. We ended up facing the opposite direction. So the styling is kind of up to you, but there are definitely things that the music I feel like calls for. So for example, just because it's sometimes a dramatic hit and a hip hop song, when I go forward, I'll kind of puff my chest out and throw my arms back and then throw them forward. So it's kind of a little hip hoppy. That's 1, 2, and then on these things, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, I'm just kind of like, most of the time I'm just kind of, loosely letting my arms flow with contra body. So that's a big hit. So you want to hit something there, and then just the rest of it, you don't even have to do anything. And same thing for the next one, because your feet are so busy, you don't want to do too much with your arms. But there is one thing, actually I want to say one thing also on the little triple steps and cross there. There's a part of the song in Edamame where he goes tat, 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 tat. There's 4 of them, tat, 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 tat. And he does that twice depending on if you're listening to the clean or the explicit version. But on those hits, you can add the shoulders. So tat, 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 tat. So even though you're not doing anything with your feet on the last one, ta, 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 you still want to ta, ta, ta. And then that one you are doing something. You want to go down. If you go up, it looks weird. It looks like you're crinkly and just doesn't look as good. And then on this set, it's kind of the similar thing. You're doing so much with your feet. You don't want to call too much attention to the rest of your upper body. You can go big, but it just doesn't feel right to Edamame. Depending on what song you're dancing it to, you might want to go bigger. But I just don't think it looks and feels right. It's really more like it's almost like a tap dance. It's almost like that kind of vibe. So a little like a soft shoe. Da, 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 da. And also you notice a lot of times I have like a little bit bent forward and like kind of like a Lindy Hop or a hip hop groove. If you ever watch anybody that's like funk style dancing, unless they're popping and they're up, then you're going to be more bent over. And I mentioned like kind of the you can like do a little like in out with the elbows also on these things. So it kind of, again, it gives it like a tap dancey feel. And again, that's just whatever you feel at the moment. You might do something completely different than me. I'm just kind of like stringing like an edamame bean, so a lot of the styling kind of comes naturally to my body type. But whatever your body type is, you got to work it for you. And you'll see that both with Edamame and Joint Road Disco, they both kind of have a couple of accents there. Oh, oh, John Deere. You're kind of hitting those things in the music. So when the music calls for it, you'll go big, oh, and when it's just like pop you like a pea, Edamame, you're going to kind of maybe chill it out a little bit. Now this next set, even though I said it was walk, 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 step, step, that's really kind of only for people who don't want to deal with the glides. So instead of just stepping 4 counts, you're actually going to step 3 and then dig on the 4th. And also you kind of want to have the body going throughout this dance, kind of a little bit of a pulse, kind of hitting upwards. You kind of have a little bit of a hip hop groove. Again, optional, but anyway, that's another thing you can layer on. But because of that, when you're stepping, you can kind of like feel that for sure. So, and again, with the glide, you're gonna pulse, 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 dig. So instead of stepping on 4, I'm still basically over my right foot, but I'm digging into the ground with my toes, and my foot is not going to move from this spot. I'm going to push myself, that's why it's a glide. I'm pushing myself away with this sending foot, and I'm going to receive my body weight onto the left foot. So it'll be 5, 6, 7, 8. And I might do a separate video on like the glide, but basically the important thing is not moving this foot and pushing. And then again, planting and not moving it. And then you bring it after. So it's like separating the motion. And then also you can also add the arm. And you also can add the hips. There's a lot going on to that move. That is Dirty Edamame. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.